this is my new morning routine for 2022 during the polar night. If you watched my last video, you know that we have not seen the sun for more than 70 days. We live in complete darkness here on Svalbard during this time of year, and I'm really starting to feel the effects of that now. So having a good morning routine is so important. I've been going to bed super late and getting up super late during Christmas, so now it is time to get back on track. So I get up at 7:45 a.m. to start the day. Since there is no natural light to wake us up, I've put the Philips Hue lights in our bedroom to wake us with a fake sunrise, and this works really well, and my body does wake slowly with the increasing light. I put on my slippers and go out to greet the dogs. We always start the day with cuddles on the sofa, and then I turn on all the lights in the cabin. One thing I've really noticed during the polar night is just how important lighting is. You and your eyes will get so tired if you don't have enough light around you. So I turn on everything we have. And for next year, I think I will try to add some more lighting actually. There's a huge storm roaring outside and winds picked up during the night, so the temperature inside our cabin was only 16 degrees Celsius when we woke up. We generally keep our cabin between 21 and 23 degrees Celsius, so this was very chilly. We heat our cabin with a wall-mounted heating unit and a paraffin burner and a wood burner, so it was time to make a fire right away, and we will have to keep that going till the strong winds die down. Since no trees grow here on Svalbard, we import wood from the mainland, and it costs about 130 Norwegian kroners for a 40-liter bag. Right now though, we are using all of the leftover pieces from the cabin build, which has so far lasted us since October, and I think we have about 2 months left of it, which is really good.
Be hard working, so you can be deserving of the rest that you are given. You gotta slow down and look around you, son. Give a lot and live a little. Work with what you got. Where you're going, you can rest your head. Where you're going.
There is nothing better than the sound and heat of a wood stove, so I just kind of sit here for a little bit and take it all in. And then of course Fenris needs to play, so we do that. Fenris is Grim's brother, by the way, who's only staying with us for a few more days, but he's very cute. I like to also make my bed in the morning because it makes me feel organized. And I just kind of like the whole thing where you start your day with finishing a task, if that makes sense. So I make my bed. Well, our bed. Christopher was also in this bed, but he has now gotten out of it. He's in the house somewhere. After I make this bed, I go make coffee, and while I do that, Christopher lets the dogs out to pee and then make their breakfast. They eat kibble with a bit of liver pate in it and omega-3. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know my love of coffee. I have no idea when or how it all began, but coffee makes me so happy. You will also then probably know that I'm generally a very positive person, and I want to give you one of my favorite tips. Put your happiness into the small things in life, like a morning coffee, your morning walk, the way your dog looks at you when it sees you in the morning, things like that. Just having a coffee for me is a direct mood booster. I love the smell of it, how it feels like a treat, just the feeling of it. It probably sounds a bit weird, but just try it. Find the small things in your everyday life that you love and make those your happy boosters. Before we sit down to enjoy our coffees, I remember that I have to take my vitamins, so I go to the kitchen to do that. I take vitamin D, a mix of vitamin B, a multivitamin, and omega-3. I make sure to take vitamin D all year round to make up for the long months of no sunlight. It's very necessary. As you might already know, we don't have proper running water or plumbing in this cabin, but we do now have running water in the taps. And it comes from a water tank in the utility room that we have in the house. But we don't drink it just to be safe, so we bring in water in containers for drinking, and I will do a video on that water system soon. So now we just sit down on the sofa with our coffees and warm up in front of the fire and just relax and talk for a little bit. It's a really nice start to the day. While Christopher prepares our breakfast, I sit down at my computer in my little office to check on my emails quickly, and I also have to order a Rubik's Cube. Now you might be like, what on earth are you going to do with one of those? Well, I spoke with my sister a few days ago, the one in Gothenburg. She is, oh my god, how old is she? 34? I don't know. Her name's Gabrielle. She goes by Ella. Okay, and she said that solving a Rubik's Cube must be our challenge for 2022. So naturally, I said, get ready to be crushed, girl. And this video is sponsored by Skillshare, which is absolutely perfect because Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators where you can explore new skills and get lost in creativity. So when I took on this challenge, I went straight to Skillshare's website, and surely enough, they have a bunch of courses on how to learn to solve a Rubik's Cube. I have started with this course by Mike Boyd called Learn to Solve the Rubik's Cube the Easiest Way. What is so great about Skillshare is that it is curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. And feel free to jump on this Rubik's Cube challenge with my sister and I. I'm going to need all the support that I can get. I ordered 4 different Rubik's Cubes from 3 different sites and just hope that one of them will show up within, a month, and then I'm going to be happy. Then breakfast was served and we are in a porridge phase. It's, warm and we can put so many different things on it for variation. Today we have Christopher's homemade strawberry jam and lots of cinnamon. I also like to put some Oatly on mine, and then we just enjoy our breakfast. After we've had our food, it's time to get ready to take the dogs out for a walk. And the weather this day was madness. The winds were 25 meters per second and effective temperature was minus 27 Celsius. So I cleaned my face and put on some moisturizer as well as some face oil to keep it happy in the dry, cold air. I also swear by nose oil. It is the only thing that keeps my nose from getting nosebleeds. Before I start getting ready, I parked the dogs in the hallway because Grim has absolutely no patience, and if he is in the living room, he thinks that I will forget to bring him on our walk and goes hysterical. So he has to lie down in the hallway to not freak out. I then gear up, which consists of a lot of layers of thermals and wool pants and expedition pants and wool jumpers and The beautiful wool jumper, by the way, is handmade by a woman in town. I love it. Fenris gets his high-vis vest and a collar, and Grim does as well. If you want me to do a full video on what I wear and what I recommend, please let me know in the comments and I can do that. I of course have to bring my shotgun for polar bear protection. This is just in case I run into a polar bear and have to use it to save my own life. I have never had to shoot against a polar bear though, thankfully. Since it was extremely windy outside, I decided to wear goggles, which is a lot more comfortable for your eyes and keeps my face from potentially getting frostbite. So now we are ready to go out and brave the day. Come here. Yep, go up. It was so windy outside. If it wasn't this windy, I wouldn't need the extra layer of wool, but when it is 25 meters per second and minus 15 degrees in, basic temperature, it goes straight through your clothes. You can also see there in the horizon the tiniest bit of light. This is the only change that we can see in the day so far, and in a few weeks, we will see a lot more. In the beginning of February, the beautiful blue skies will start to come back. So we walked for about 30 minutes out in this madness. It was very refreshing though. It's always nice to get out and just get some air. When I come home, I take all of the gear off, and since I am already sweaty from the walk, I go straight in and hop on my spin bike. It's a really nice feeling to have gotten my exercise done and moved my body before sitting down at my desk to work for hours. I like to go to the gym in town as well to work different muscle groups, but the gym is closed for a few days now. I'm also thinking of doing a spin bike challenge with myself where I cycle for 30 minutes every day in January. That could be fun. I haven't decided, so I might do that. We're just going to start with this being day 1, and then we'll see if there will be a day 2 or 3. For tracking my workouts, I wear a fitness watch by Fitbit called Fitbit Sense. So I start that, and I have my iPad in front of me, and I'm doing a 45-minute spin class with Katie Cohen. I love her classes. They are great. They are on YouTube, by the way, so anybody can watch them. I like to also put something on the TV, so I'm currently watching through Emily in Paris season 2, which is, mediocre but fun. I cycle for 45 minutes, which is around 22 kilometers, according to my bike computer thingy. And I used to do a lot of road biking when I lived in Sweden, and I also cycle a lot when I'm in Portugal, so my spin bike is, the perfect alternative for me. And guys, look at this! We have a working shower at home. Like I said before, we are not connected to the town's water or sewer line because we live in a cabin 10 minutes outside of the village. We have recently installed a water tank in our cabin, so I have a limited amount of water to use. My showers are maximum 20 liters, and to put that into perspective, a regular 5-minute shower uses about 60 liters of water. So no long showers here, but I'm just happy to be able to shower at home, so that is totally fine with me. After the shower, I put some products in the ends of my hair to keep it from getting dry, and then do my face routine. I am not much of a beauty girl. I'm not very interested in that, but I'm trying to do my best to keep my skin happy. I have a type of acne that goes for my scalp and my chin, as you can see, so I have to be careful with what products I use. So I use a serum, a moisturizer, eye cream, and then nose oil. That is just kind of my basics. And then always dry your hair, especially if you live in cold weather. I change into some comfortable everyday clothes and get some food ready. Never forget, food is fuel. I put together some sort of poke bowl inspired dish, which was delicious with lots of greens, rice, soy sauce, and cilantro. I love cilantro. I don't really cook in this family. Christopher does all of that, but I can put together meals like this. That's my thing. Like, I call every meal a buffet when I've made it because it's just random stuff put together. But this was delicious. And then I head over to my office to start working. I will be posting a video next week on what my job actually is now, since it seems to change like every 6 months. But I have also started printing some options for my prints shop that I will open at the end of January. And feel free to write in the comments what kind of photos you would like to see in the prints shop. Like, do you want to see glaciers and mountains? What kind of colors? Do you want blue tones or pink tones? I mean, your feedback is invaluable, so just write anything in the comments. And I think that is it for this morning routine. I will keep you updated on how it's going and how my Rubik's Cube solving is coming along. And I would love it if you wanted to subscribe to my channel and like this video. It helps a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Straight cruising, headed for a bruising, watching out for number 1. You gotta slow down and look around you, son. Today is just today and not tomorrow.